Hey y'all, hey, it's Dr. Richardson, DMP, FNP, PMHNP, and I am going to answer some questions that were sent to me on Instagram by a YouTube subscriber. Okay, now these questions are specific to billing as a PMHNP, private practice owner. Really, we are oftentimes, a lot of us are contracting ourselves out, right? We're contracting ourselves out as 1099 contracted providers, and the companies are paying our business, right? Our LLCs. So the first one that she asked about was Headway. Headway is an online platform which is really good for patients because they can find a provider in their area, whether it's a prescribing provider like myself or a therapy provider like a psychologist or licensed mental health counselor. The patient has access to a host of providers. They have to have, for the most part, they have to have insurance. I will say on Headway, you can be a private pay, self-pay patient, but you can get on that platform if you have insurance, and we get credentialed through Headway to provide services to those patients, right? From a provider standpoint, Headway is just a biller. We control the schedule. We control whether we take the patient or accept the patient or not. We control the visits, and we basically submit a claim on their platform. They submit a claim to the insurance companies. They get us credentialed as providers under their company. That means if we leave, you are no longer credentialed with that insurer unless you do that on your own. And I'll explain that later. Headway pays out twice a month, like on the 1st and the 15th. As long as you saw a patient, you will get paid. That is just as simple as that. The other platforms like that I am on, which are very similar, is Growth Therapy, Alma, and it is free as a provider to get on these platforms, except for Alma. Alma does charge a membership fee, which is so weird because you are a contracted provider. You're a 1099 contractor, but you still have to pay. They pay you, but you also have to pay them, and it's very weird how that works, but that is how it works. As for me, I am going through the process of credentialing my practice, right? I am a solo provider, but I'm credentialing as a group. I am credentialing as a group because I know that my business will grow. I am preparing for growth. I'm preparing to put other providers under my group. So I am now getting credentialed through getting the business credentialed. I shouldn't say I, because I feel like that's confusing when I say I. I'm getting my business credentialed as a group. So far, I am credentialed. The business is credentialed with Aetna, and I just submitted my first claim on Availity through Availity for Aetna, for my Aetna patient. That is a process all in itself. That's another video. I'm not going to go there. But if you are looking to start your business and this is the part that bothers you, like getting the patients and billing, these are two big points for nurse practitioner, private practice owners. It is so much easier for PMHNPs than it is for FNPs. I will say that, because you do have those platforms like Headway, Growth Therapy, Alma, Rula, or whatever. If you're FNP, you can get on Beeper MD. You can get on Teladoc. I think Beeper MD may be W2. That one may be W2. I just did a reference for somebody, and I think that one may be. But just look into it. Sometimes you have an option for 1099 if you want to do it that way. But you can get on ZocDoc, Teladoc, or whatever if you're FNP, or just do it yourself. When it comes to credentialing, I took a credentialing course. I did not take the certification for that course. I'm debating on whether I want to do that or if I need to do that. The course was extremely affordable. I may still do the certification just so I could be a certified credentialer, but I just don't know what the benefit of that would be because I don't have time to get other businesses credentialed right now. I have too much going on right now for myself. But I did do that course so I can figure out how to get the company credentialed. Also, I just call them. I send emails. I try to figure things out the best way. I call Availity because supposedly you can, enroll for these companies through Availity. I've called everybody, okay? If I have a question, I'm going to submit an inquiry and I want to know. I do it myself. Okay, I have the time. If I don't have the time, I make the time because I want to know how to do it. So, for the most part, I build through Headway, Growth Therapy, and Alma. And I've just started submitting claims myself for the company. Again, that's another video. Now, this person asks, I think I answered this question. Who does my billing? Me. Outside of those platforms. How did I learn? You know what? I'm actually going to pull up the name of the website that I used for credentialing. That way, we're not gatekeeping, right? Oh man, watch I not be able to find it while I'm doing this video. Let me just pause. That way we don't waste time. Okay, so the website is www.aapc.com. And the course, let me go to my course login. It's a credentialing specialist course. But anyway, it's really user-friendly. It's really easy. I encourage you to probably, take the course. It's not going to, it's self-paced. You can do it. You may be done with that course in a week if you focus on it and give it the time that it needs. Also, another thing is call Medicare and Medicaid if you want to be credentialed or you want your practice to be credentialed. Call them, talk to them. They're there for a reason. They're not just there to answer emails and data entry. Like, they will answer your questions if you call them. Don't hesitate to do that. Now, what do I use for marketing? Honestly, social media, Google, word of mouth. I haven't really paid much of anything for marketing. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not opposed to marketing, and I will do more actual marketing in 2025. But you have to be ready and prepared for the influx of patients that will come to you in case you market and it's super successful. I'm not ready for that. Like, I just moved into an office that's big enough to hire a therapist and an office manager and a receptionist. I just moved into this space. I'm not ready for a big influx. So at some point I will market, but right now I'm not quite ready for that. So I do the bare minimum, to be honest with you. And I don't do a lot on social media because I ask myself, like, what did people do back in the day, back in the 90s? How were people millionaires? How were people super successful without social media? I mean, there was television and there was radio. However, there was a lot of businesses that were not paying big money for commercials and they were still super successful. You can do it. It can happen. Now we have social media, and that's what you should be using. You should be using going to networking events. I have done that. I have definitely done that. So you should do that and provide good service, and word of mouth will bring new patients to you. This video is gonna end because I am recording this on TikTok and I'm gonna post it on TikTok. Well, it's gonna be posted everywhere, but it's about to end. So I'm going to stop here and then create a part 2 so I can finish answering these questions. Okay, you guys, this is part 2. Let me just say this about marketing. If you are like me, I know I post on social media, but in real life, I am very introverted. Like, I'm such an introvert. One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to get on social media and dance. I'm not going to get on social media and do this routine that a lot of people are doing for views and likes and whatever, because to me that doesn't translate to coins. It does not always translate to coins. Yes, you will have a lot of views, but if you are doing that for your business, and those people are not in your area, what does that do for your business? This is my train of thought. And I'm not trying to say y'all can't do it. I'm just saying that's not my thing, okay? That's not me. I'm not gonna do that. Now, this person also mentioned that I had made a video on YouTube showing like my office. I think it might be on all of my platforms. Basically showing my office. I transitioned from just an executive office suite in this building, which is just a office. It had like a closet in it, and that was it. Over to this suite that has three offices and a small lobby. Now, this person said, okay, talk about how it's been stepping out on faith completely. Okay, so I listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I get in my Bible, and I believe that what's meant to be will be. But I ain't no fool. Okay? I had for the medical side of my business, Complete Family Health, formerly Urgent NP, I stepped out on faith. I was paying that money for that full office and during COVID, and it was not worth it. It wasn't worth it. Like I was doing too much. And as it was a great learning experience to learn what I will not do. When I say I'm stepping out, but I'm stepping out carefully, okay, strategically. I am not going to do anything that's going to be detrimental financially to myself and my family. I'm not going to do that. So I do little things like moving from an executive office suite, which was cheaper obviously, to this suite that is all the, you know, all the offices or whatever. That's my version of stepping out on faith. Okay, it's double what I was paying, but I do have faith that this business is going to continue to grow. I do have faith I'm going to have multiple locations, but I'm very careful on the decisions that I make. So I still work a part-time job that pays me like a full-time job because I get paid quite a bit per hour. But I don't do anything that's going to cause me and my family to lose. Okay? The name of the game is winning. I'm here to win. I made a goal, a promise that I'm going to be the first millionaire in my family, and I meant that. And it's going to happen, but I'm not going to lose everything trying to make that happen. That's just not what's going to happen. I do feel like I feel like when you have a goal to be a business owner, especially nursing, don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about, just do things to the best of your ability the right way. Provide quality services and your business will grow. Don't be a fool. Don't go out there doing things that are outside of your scope. For example, there's some PMHNPs that want to do weight loss. I don't see how PMHNPs can do weight loss business with just a PMHNP board certification. I don't see how they can do it. I don't see how they can make it work. But people will try to do it just for the sake of being a nurse entrepreneur. It's not worth it. Okay, there's a lot of LPNs back in the day that used to ask me about IV infusion businesses. If you have the right players in place, yes, you could be the owner of the business, depending on the state that you're in. But is it worth it? Like, listen, provide a good service within your scope, within the bounds, the legal bounds of your state or whatever. You will be fine. You will be fine. This is why I don't market crazy, because to the best of my ability, I provide good service, and word of mouth does it for me. God is doing it for me. So, you know, that's just what it is. I am not crazy. I'm strategic. There is a difference. I believe in God. I have faith, but I'm strategic and I plan. I write down my plans all the time. Like I don't have it with me right now. I don't see it, but I have little notebooks. I'm gonna show y'all. I have notebooks. I have more in the other room. I will write down things. You know, it's just like when you're budgeting for your monthly expenses or whatever. You know, you plan things out. You can't just jump out there like a fool. You know what I mean? You just plan it out. Plan it out. Talk to somebody who's been there and done that. I don't do as much business consulting as I probably could, but that's because I believe in just kind of sharing a lot of information too. It is detrimental to that business, but I don't want to gatekeep too much. You know what I mean? Because there's other people like me who really want to do it, and they just need to know that when they step out, they're not going to drown. But that's why you have to be strategic. Let me just see if there's anything else. Oh, she asked, do I do, she was talking about billing, but then she asked, do I do anything else on my own? I do everything on my own. Okay, I do everything on my own. And that has a lot to do with the fact that I am a true believer that when you are the owner, you need to be willing and able to do every position in your business. The receptionist, the office manager, the provider, the housekeeping. You should be willing and able to do every position in that business, unless you are running some Fortune 500 company and it's just not possible. When you have a small private practice like most of us do, you should be able to do everything in your business, because you can't necessarily rely on other people the way you need to. For example, I am when you call my business, 99% of the time, you're going to talk to me. I'm going to answer the phone. Yes, I did outsource. I did outsource a receptionist, and I did not like that service. I was paying them, X amount of money every month, and I was still answering those phone calls. So I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. It's okay though, because I know how to answer the phone. And I know the answer to every question somebody could possibly ask about my business. I am going to be hiring somebody in person now, because that little service is ending here soon. They don't even answer my calls anymore. I totally unforwarded all of my calls from them. So I do everything on my own. The billing, at some point, I'm going to teach somebody how to do the billing through Availity. But right now, I am starting that process because I want to know how to do it. Before this video ends, I think I have like less than 2 more minutes. I want to talk about the other billing platforms, okay? That is Growth Therapy and that is Alma, and I'm going to discuss my experience with them. Headway and Grow are free to you. Alma, you have to pay. Headway and Alma reimburse the highest rate, right? The rate that you get back is much higher than Grow Therapy. But Grow, in my experience, will keep you booked. I see patients through Grow Therapy every week, all week, if my schedule is open. Some days I will shut my schedule down just for the hell of it, just so I can be able to go home, and that's it. But Grow keeps me, so I make more money. Even though they reimburse less, I make more money on Grow Therapy platform. Remember, all of these platforms, you are a 1099 contractor provider. When you leave that company, if you haven't credentialed yourself, you are no longer credentialed with that big box insurance company, Aetna or whatever, if you didn't do it yourself. Another thing is, I hate to say this, but I don't really recommend Alma, because you do have to pay that membership. You have to pay them to get paid. And for in any instance that your patient does not pay their portion, their copay, they will snatch that money right back from you. So your next payout will have a deduction on it. I don't believe in that. I don't like that. I still have like a handful of patients on their platform, but you need to be aware, because that's something they don't really tell you, or people don't tell you, but it's true. All right, so this is part 3, and this is the last part, to basically responding to a message. I would say if you're wanting to start your private practice as a nurse practitioner, whether you're a family nurse practitioner or PMHNP, whether it's in person or tele. I would say I'm at Chick-fil-A to get food for my kids, y'all. So I gotta pay attention. There's a lot of people here. So and excuse me because I don't have on a filter right now. Sorry. So I would say if you're a person that wants to start your practice, um, don't just jump out there. Actually, I think you should take your time, and it don't take a long time. When I say take your time, I don't mean it's gonna take you a year. I don't even think it's gonna take you a week. But establish your business to the best of your ability. Establish your business properly. If you know how to do it, do it. If not, then get somebody, pay somebody else to do it, like LegalZoom or somebody, and get the most important pieces in place. Get those pieces in place. Do it yourself, or pay somebody to start credentialing your business. Okay, you will be the provider under that. Okay, sorry about that, but you're gonna be the participating provider under your group. Get your group credential, okay? Even though you know you're the only provider, whatever, is you're still a group. You're still considered a group when you get credentialed. Um, that way, when you start seeing patients, your business won't fail. You know, you can't just rely on these platforms like Headway and Grow and Alma and Ruler or whoever. You can't just rely on them to bring you patients, because number one, even if they bring you patients, the patients may not stay. So that's no good for you. But you get paid once, maybe twice, and then they're gone. You want a constant influx of patients. And I will say, I feel like that's what I did wrong with the medical side. When I opened my practice, I opened it as um just like a cash-based practice or a DPC, and it just didn't work. It didn't work in my area. It just didn't work for me. I don't think that I planned it out well. I saw an opportunity to transition from tele only to brick and mortar, and it wasn't planned out well. So and luckily I haven't suffered too much damage from that, financial damage from that. But anyway, get credentialed, buy marketing material, dispense it to, disseminate it out to whatever your local providers are. Do that. Minimum, that's what you do, okay? When you're getting ready to go out, have a plan. If you guys want me to create a checklist, let me know. I will create a checklist for free. I don't care. I'll create a checklist for you guys. Actually, I already started it. But if you guys want a checklist of what to do, let me know. I will get it out there for you guys, because this is doable. It's really doable. Hold on, you guys. One last thing. One last thing. I think that presentation is everything. Presentation. I don't really care how you pronounce it. Presentation is everything. Make sure your website is professional. This is my own opinion. It's my own personal opinion. Spell words correctly. Don't use too many acronyms. Don't do too much. Okay? Keep it simple. Keep it professional. Because you want to attract not just patients who look like you. You want to attract patients from all walks of life, old and young, black, white, Spanish, Asian, everybody. You want to attract the rich and the poor. You want to attract everybody. And I'm not mincing words. Poor people have insurance, okay? Just because they not wealthy don't mean they can afford care. You want to attract everybody. So be very mindful about the type of post you make, what your website looks like, how you answer your phone. The only thing I feel like you don't want to do is you don't want to change who you are. You want to be who you are. And the right patients will find you. You will find the right patients. It will be a good relationship, therapeutic relationship. I feel like for me, I'm from the South. I have a Southern accent, but so do my patients. So for some people, they may listen to me and think I sound unintelligent because I don't speak proper English, but my patients sound just like me. So don't get it twisted. Don't be fooled. Old and young, they sound just like me. So it works. It works. Be who you are. Be personable. Be genuine. And be a good provider, and it'll all work out. But anyway, you guys let me know if you want me to put that checklist out, and I sure will. Have a good day.